Hi everyone, Paul Levy with Brownells here, and this week we've got some more new products. First up, from Hawkins Precision, we have their rings, their precision rifle rings, and these are pretty darn impressive. They've got a ton of features built in, and they're very well made. I'll run through what makes them unique here real quick. So here's what we got right here. This, I believe, are 34 millimeter rings, or in a few different popular sizes. They're precision machined aluminum. They've got a nice, it's fairly small. It doesn't protrude too far off the side. This bolt, which is nice for clamping, has a squared off lug, so you get a nice tight fit on your pick rail on the bottom. And where stuff starts to get interesting is on the top of the rings. You get one somewhat standard ring here, you know, nothing too crazy about that. Has 3 bolts per side, so you get nice even clamping force. And then this would probably be the rear ring. You have this right here, which has a bubble level built in, which is pretty handy. It's well protected with this ear on the outside. And then it's got some threaded holes right there with screws in place. And what that is for is this Picatinny rail. So you can attach this. It has 2 extra screws that are a little bit longer. So you can install this on your rifle, mount this on top, and that's pretty handy for you to mount other devices on top of your existing rifle scope. So you can put a red dot up there so you can line up quickly on target, or maybe engage close targets, something like that, or a variety of accessories. You could probably put another bubble level if you wanted to. But pretty nice, very well made, as you'd expect from Hawkins Precision. That's new at Brownells. And then from Ameriglo, we have their ProGlow sights. This is a new lineup from Ameriglo. If you're not familiar with Ameriglo, they basically are a premium handgun sight manufacturer, and they're known for installing tritium tubes and coming in at a fantastic price point. So on the ProGlows right here, these are for Glock, and the feature, if I can hang on to them here, the feature on this one is it's very similar to their Agent sight. And if you're not familiar with that, the front sight has this nice fluorescent ring around the tritium vial. And then the rear on the Agent is blank serrated. And this one right here has 2 tritium vials. So you get kind of a classic 3-dot setup. Those have a white ring with the front with a nice fluorescent ring. So especially in low light, you can distinguish between those 3 dots, which one's the front sight, which one's the rear, especially with that fluorescent ring on the ProGlo. That's new from Ameriglo. And then new from Knight's Armament, we've got a ton of accessories for them on the site, and here's their new optic mounts. So we do have their scope mounts now available on the site. We didn't have these added just yet. And from Knight's, this one's a little interesting. A lot of guys shooting with, say, night vision or just in the tactical community, they like to have their sights a little bit higher, because when they're, say, entering a room or shooting standing, they maybe don't press down and get that really close cheek weld. You can see this one here is going to sit a little bit higher, I believe 1.93 inches off the Picatinny rail. Available in a few different scope tube diameters. There's a few similar mounts available from Knight's. Machined aluminum. You can see here they've got the bolts on the side, which are nicely mount up, and then they've got some material removed to save some weight. And otherwise, the quality and perfection you expect from Knight's Armament. Really kind of purpose-built for that AR platform, cantilever forward, so you can still mount to the upper receiver and then get good eye relief with your AR platform. That's from Knight's Armament. And then new from Obsidian Arms, we've got a bunch of different punch sets. I've got one right here, this handy little case. If you're not familiar with Obsidian Arms, they've got some really fantastic punch sets at a fantastic price. Now they've expanded that with a few more. Right here we have just a standard drive pin set. You can see in there, I didn't get these out, they just got a flat face on them, your standard pin punches. This one right here is more AR specific. So you've got your roll pin holders, or your starters right there. You can see that's pretty handy, and I threw these in the case real quick. You can see all the different sizes you might need. Right here we have a takedown pin, really punch. This is Delrin, so you're not going to mar up your receiver, getting out those stubborn takedown pins. This is for your bolt catch. It clears the side. Let me show that off. Clears the side of your AR lower, so you don't scratch it if you're, say, coming in from the front or rear and digging up the side while you get that roll pin out. And then right here you have the front pivot pin installation tool. You'll install this into your lower receiver, drive the plunger and spring through this, rotate it, and then you can push your front takedown or your pivot pin in through that. Really simple, kind of a classic take or I take on the classic installation tool that's kind of military based. And right here we have this little guy. If you don't have one of these in your AR kit, it's pretty handy. This is a slave pin for your trigger and hammer pins. So you can insert this, you can get this through your stubborn hammer or trigger, line everything up, and then drive your trigger pin through. This guy is really invaluable. It's an inexpensive piece, but it's definitely handy for those difficult to install hammers or triggers. And then you can of course get all 4 of those really AR specific tools by themselves in a separate kit. That's new from Obsidian Arms. That's it for this week. I'll see you again next week.